Welcome to FCYC Mic'd Up, brought to you by the Fayetteville Cumberland Youth Council, where we amplify youth voices, highlight leadership, service, and connect generations through conversations that strengthen our community. I'm Taylor Gaddy.
And I'm Charles Pennington. Today, we're celebrating something that's close to all of our hearts, National Senior Citizens Day. Our conversation today is called Bridging Generations, the Power of Seniors and Youth Together. Whether it's a grandparent, neighbor, coach, church member, teacher, or mentor, our seniors have helped shape our lives in ways we often don't realize.
Today, we'll explore why honoring our seniors matters, what we can learn from them, and why bringing youth and older adults together creates stronger families, stronger neighborhoods, and a stronger Fayetteville. We're also excited to spotlight a very special community celebration taking place right here in our city. Joining us today are Mayor Pro Tem Derek Thompson and Swan Davis from Let's Make It Happen Together. Thank you both for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
Yes.
All right, let's start at the beginning. Tell us about the idea behind the celebration. How did the vision for honoring seniors at Bill Chris Center come together, and what inspired you to make this event happen?
Well, Charles, let me just say that visions come together when minds are thinking alike.
Yeah.
So you have to have the mindset of what you want to do and then collaborate with those who are thinking just like you're thinking.
Yeah.
This was a collaboration between three individuals, Ms. Belinda Jackson at the Bill Chris Senior Citizens Center, Swan Davis from Let's Make It Happen Together, and myself. She has the facility. I was thinking about doing something in honor of Bill Chris, and Swan was thinking about doing something for seniors. So what we did was we put all that together, sat down, had a meeting, came out with a plan.
Yes.
Because you have to write the vision and make it plain.
And run with it.
And here we are. So Swan, you want to add to that?
No, I think that was just it. Like I said, we both had the urge to want to serve and give back to our seniors. And when we actually sat down and had lunch, and it was very easy for us to put it together because we've already had the passion to want to serve for our seniors.
Okay.
And let me just add a little bit more to that.
Okay.
I don't want us to lose focus on why we're doing this. Seniors are the heartbeat of any community, any city, any
Yes.
town, any organization, any country. They're the ones that paved the path for us to be where we are today.
That's right.
Let's keep that focus and let's make sure we do all we can for this celebration to honor those seniors who have done just that.
Right. So for Mr. Davis, this is a follow-up. Was there a specific moment or a conversation that made you say, our seniors deserve something special?
Yes, I mean, if you look, my mother, she's a senior, and, she has one income. And when I started thinking about some of the obstacles that she has, I was only just trying to wonder if I can help her, how can I help others that have the same issue and obstacles that she run through? And so it just really, it was more passion to me to knowing that if I could help my mother, I know I can also help our community with those as well.
Right.
Well, Swan, add to that. Tell them why you came up with the Senior Citizens National Day.
Please tell.
Because that's what captivated my interest. Well, I didn't even know we had a Senior Citizens Day in this country. So talk a little bit about that.
Yes, and so when I actually started doing the homework, I wanted to see what was really being done. If there was even something that was on the calendar for National Senior Citizens. And when I realized it was, and I started, doing a history of what we have done in the past to support our seniors. And I really just wasn't happy about what I was seeing. And I was saying to myself, we should be doing more. Because at the end of the day, it's our seniors who paved the way for us. We would not be here if it wasn't for the fight and the tenacity and the wisdom that our seniors have given us. And I think it's only right that we stop what we're doing and honor those who have helped us.
And it's remarkable that we have a National Senior Citizens Day.
Yes.
That's real good.
And it's even more impressive that we're going to do it on that day.
Exactly.
And hopefully on the next one, we'll continue to do it on that day.
That's right. That's right.
So
I'm
bigger
going to
next
speak
time,
the vision
hopefully.
and make it plain.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Affirmations.
Yes.
Well, many people have heard of National Senior Citizens Day, but may not know much about it. What is National Senior Citizens Day? Why is it celebrated? And why do you think it's important for communities to recognize older adults in such a meaningful way?
Wow, I think we just answered some of that
Yeah.
in our previous segment. But let me just say that it's important that we don't forget. And I'll tell you what's even more important, that our youth recognize that our youth get involved in helping us recognize those seniors. At my church, we have something that's called, help me out, Swan, grandparents being parents.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's because it's the grandparents that are taking care of a lot of the youth today. Let our youth give back to those seniors and show them that we just appreciate you for all the things that you're doing for our youth.
As we know, this event is much more than about entertainment. So what message are you hoping this celebration sends to seniors about their value and importance in our community?
One, let me just say that they can come together as one. It's just like we collaborate, We want our seniors to collaborate with knowledge and information that they want to share with each other also. You have to remember, this is going to be a health and welfare event. We're just not going to show up and party. We're going to have vendors out there that's going to, check your blood pressure, see if you got wills, see if you need any type of medical assistance, see if you need home care. These are the things that we're going to do to try to help our seniors, make everyday life more pleasant. Because it's about living and living to the best of your life.
Yes. And if I could also say, too, is we have a lot of our seniors that don't get out often. And this would be that great opportunity. They can meet new friends, love the environment that we're going to put together for them, and then know that they're being honored. And the whole day, knowing that that's what it's all boiled towards, is we're going to honor and recognize our seniors. I think it's going to be great for our seniors to take a part of and cherish.
Well, let me give you a little bit of city council on that, too. We recognize the importance of seniors. That's why we built 2 senior citizens.
Yes.
Yep.
One senior citizens east on Murchison Road, and the other Bill Chris senior citizen on Rayford Road, 7560 Rayford Road. So we know the importance of our seniors. We want our seniors to know that, look, this is available to you. You can come into that senior citizen. You can play Scrabble. You can learn how to sew. They have a swimming pool. Mm-hmm. They have a gym. They do arts and crafts. They play pinocchles and cards. They have Valentine's Day dances, New Year's Eve dances. So it is packed in there, but we want the entire community to know that this is available for you. And also that the city's also about to build a track around Lake Rim for our seniors to be able to walk around so they can get their exercise also. So we're doing all we can to make sure we honor our seniors.
And you know what I love as well is that those citizens who don't know that it's available, they'll be able to know that day, because then they can actually come to the Bill Chris
and tour it
Center
themselves
and see what's going on, and then be able to go back and tell their family and friends as well.
Our theme today is bridging generations. Why is it so important that youth are a part of the celebration instead of simply observing it? And what do young people gain by spending time with seniors?
Okay. I would say this. Looking at our youth, I have 2 kids. My daughter's 25. My son is 22. And I always put into my kids the importance, of spending time with their grandparents. Because even though at a certain time, where they're young and they want to go and run around, really that wisdom come with hanging out with your grandmother and grandfather, seeing some things that you didn't know that they can teach you, being able to take some wisdom from them. And then not only that, you'll be able to learn some things from them that you can go back and teach your kids, because you were able to take that wisdom from them. And I think it's just us maintaining that and preserving that. And I think the more that we are very intentional on making sure that our youth understands the importance it is to be with the grandparents, I believe also the youth is also teaching the grandparents. I can't tell you about these cell phones. Mm-hmm. Oh man, mm-hmm. just and those will be the technology. Little small things. Mm-hmm. They'd be like, "Oh, grandma, let me help you," and it just means so much to the grandparent. And then here it is as the grandchild, knowing the importance that you're learning where you at now too, that you can also help the grandparents as well.
Well, let me just add to that also. As a retired mailman, I like for a lot of people to understand that sometimes these elderly adults look forward to somebody or something coming into their lives to give them something to do.
Yes.
There's been times when I have knocked on people's doors and I was the brightest thing that they've seen all day long.
Yes.
When they come to this event and they see these youth running around, active, helping older adults, they're going to feel captivated just by your presence.
Yes.
Just by a conversation, just by a smile, just by a hand shake, just by a hug.
Yes.
So you're not only getting something, the knowledge, you're giving back something. Yeah. You might be the only person they have talked to all day outside of them coming to that event.
And it's like them seeing you in them.
Exactly.
So now as a youth is running around, they're like, wow, I was once that way.
Yeah.
And being able to see that, hey, life is now going on, but they can also see life being important because they can see where you're taking that and you're steady running with it.
Yeah, that's really important.
If every young person in Fayetteville spent one afternoon talking with a senior citizen, what do you think they would learn that they couldn't learn in a classroom?
Wow, that is a good question.
Yeah, that's a really good one.
You know what the important thing about that is?
Let me know.
Knowing your history, where you came from.
That's real.
We have so many youth right now that take so much for granted that they forgot what got you there. There's a lot of, I don't want to say old people, there's a lot of older adults that have paved the way for you to have the things that you have in this world today. Sometimes, and voting is one of them.
Yes.
Yep.
So sometimes you just can't take things for granted.
Yes.
Sometimes you have to listen to a elderly person who have paved the way for you to have the things that you have right now.
You got to strip that ego away.
That's
Listen,
right. And that's
right.
not just about voting. I mean, it's about education.
Yep.
It's about rights. It's about equal opportunity. I mean, it's a plethora of things
Yes.
that we can go back to. Because, we have been suppressed
Yep.
for so long, but somebody have paved the way for us. And we got a long way to go.
Too.
It's not over yet. So.
Yes. And do you know the triple nickels? I give them a lot of credit for my son wanting to go into the military. During Veterans Parade one year, the triple nickels was showing my son how they used to be a jump master and how they jumped out of the planes. And so when it was over with, I was able to go back and educate my son who the triple nickels were
Yeah.
and why they came into existence. And because of that conversation at 10 years old, when my son came of age, that helped him to want to go into the military. All because he had the opportunity to hear that from someone that looked like him, that he said one day he wanted to become. And guess what? That's what he did.
Well, Swan, I didn't want to go there, but we are the largest neighbor to the largest military in the world.
Yep.
We have people from Fort Bragg, from Fayetteville, from Cumberland County, from North Carolina,
Yes.
fighting a war right now.
Yes.
They have made a sacrifice
That's
for
right.
us to have the privileges to be able to talk around this table on the microphone today.
Yep.
It's important that we remember those things.
Yes.
Should. How do intergenerational relationships strengthen the families, neighborhoods, and communities of Fayetteville? And can you share an example of when you've seen those connections make a real difference?
Well, again, like I said, just having that conversation with the triple nickels at an early age. My son was 10 years old when he had the conversation, and it stayed with him until he was a younger man to say, hey, I can make my own decisions. And in doing that, it helped him become a better man. Going back to voting, for years, I made sure that when I went into the voting booth at an early age, my kids were with me. And so because they were able to see and was taught why it was very important that we taught my kids, because my grandparents had to struggle when it was time to go out and vote, the struggles they had to go through, that when it was brought to me, I had to educate my kids. It was very important that my daughter recently took her 2-year-old son to go voting. And she said, Dad, she took pictures and she said, Dad, look at this. And it was just a generation of knowing that what my grandparents taught me, I taught my kids, and now my kids is showing that and being that with their kids.
Let me just say that it's good to strengthen families,
It is.
but it's even more important to strengthen communities,
Yes.
to strengthen cities. You are the pillar of your community. I tell my son when he was growing up, if you have an elderly person that lives to your left or right, you should know everything about them. You should be able to go over there and help them when they need some help. You should be able to go over there and take their trash to the
That's right.
trash can when it's too heavy for them to do.
That's right.
You should
Right.
be able to do the things that they can't do if they don't have no loved ones close to them to call on. You
Yes.
should be that family for them. So it's not just about strengthening your family, it's about strengthening communities, strengthening neighborhoods. And that's why it's important that we have these neighborhood community watches.
Yeah.
That's why it's important that we have these Fayetteville Next. That's why it's important that we have these youth council, so you can go out and show that. Sometimes there's more power in showing people than telling people.
Speaking of that, and what I love what you all are doing, because you being youth, the things that you're leading, you're able to go back to your community, your school, your church, and show what real leadership looks like at a younger age, that now challenges your friends to become the same thing, if not join what you're already doing.
Exactly.
Exactly. That's real.
When people leave this celebration, what do you hope they'll remember? Not just about the event, but about the importance of honoring our seniors every day.
I think the most important, well, I'm going to speak for myself, Juan. I know you have your own opinion. What I want them to walk away with is the feeling of knowing that somebody cares about them enough to have that event. Sometimes when you're isolated, you have to remember there's a lot of seniors that live by themselves. We're going to have seniors that's probably going to be in some facility where somebody's
yes.
going to have to bring
That's
them
right.
just so
Yeah.
they can come.
That's right. That's right.
I want them to know that we care enough about them that we're going to have it this year, and hopefully get to have it next year and the year after and the year after, to let them know that they're still important. No matter what you're going through, don't never give up, because somebody still cares about you.
I totally agree. And I definitely, when I was thinking about it, I was praying like, Lord, understanding your audience. And when you're putting events together, that's what makes it more important, was when you understand your audience and what you want to see they receive from that. And one of the major things, like you said, Mayor Pro Tem, was knowing that someone cared for them, knowing that there are resources available for them, knowing they're not alone, and then also knowing that if there's some things that we can help them with outside of our program, that we did our part in making sure we can help them do that.
You know, you just made me think of something. As our seniors come and we talk to them, they visit all these different vendor booths that we have.
Yeah.
We should have a little table up there saying, what is it that you would like to see next year
Yes.
that we didn't
Yes.
provide for this year?
Do like a survey.
So we can make sure that we're covering everybody's needs.
I love it. Yes.
Thank you for that question. That was a good one.
Yes.
What's your favorite memory with a grandparent or older mentor?
Ooh. So my mentor, he tells me all the time, he says, I've been young, but you've never been old. And you see, that stuck with me because he had enough wisdom to let me still be young, but also remind me that he's been there before. And so even when I feel like I don't want to hear it, or I feel like he don't know what I'm talking about, I just think about that. He's been young, but I never been old. And that really just helps my mind to really know that he cares for me because he's willing to stick with me even when sometimes I'm not, the best one that want to listen to his wisdom and his thoughts.
What's one lesson everyone should know? One life lesson.
Never give up.
And I'll say this too. How you treat others is what's going to come on you.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So if you want to be a leader, you have to first be a good mentor. So you can't expect somebody to listen to you if you don't listen to those who are trying to help you. So what you put out is what you're going to get back in results.
What is your favorite family tradition?
Ooh. Favorite family tradition.
I got one.
I started a good family tradition. We've only done it for 4 years now. It's with my brothers and my brother-in-law. We take a fishing trip every year.
Oh, that's
Okay,
nice.
that's nice.
Because I don't get a chance to see them as often as I would like to. They still in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
So one time every year, we just rent a boat and go out there and go fishing and talk smack and come back and have a fish fry.
All
That's
right.
nice.
Oh, man, let me tell you something. On Thanksgiving Eve and Thanksgiving, my family break rules, okay? You take all your titles. We don't care about none of that. When you come, it's all family. Everybody remember who you are as an individual. We eat and play games all night. We come up with some crazy games. And I'm telling you, we make memories. And we look forward to it every single year. And now that I'm a grandfather, my kids still make way to make sure that they come and be a part of that because they see how much memories we bring, that they're going to continue to keep that going.
I think one that my favorite one is before we eat dinner around the table, we have to name 3 things that were good about our day. It's called hunting the good stuff.
Hey,
And it's
that's
just
real good.
like,
Yeah.
it's just something to kind of like, maybe I didn't get to talk to y'all today in like a good way, but, around this dinner table, let's start the conversation with what we got going on.
That's good.
Yeah.
And to round up the first thing that comes to mind, what's one thing every young person should do for a senior this year?
Ooh, one thing that a youth should do for a senior this year. I would say whatever it is that you do, put a smile on their face.
Yes. Make sure they
Yes,
go to
love
bed
it,
happy.
love it. And I'll say this too. One thing that I think the youth should do is never forget that our seniors been through a whole lot. Time has changed. And of course, some of the things that we see now may not have been the same as our seniors, but know that it's been a fight they had to go through. And when our seniors sit down and really talk to you about the Vietnam War, or they talk to you about the civil rights movement, or they talk about, I had a grandmother, she was 103. She can tell you about slavery, okay? And so when they tell you these things, they want to tell you from the heart because they want you to take that time that you have as a youth and they want to make sure it doesn't happen again. And the only way that works is you got to be willing to listen so that you can see how we can make changes so it doesn't happen again.
Well, you know, it's always good to pass down that generation information
Yes.
because a lot of things that don't get documented get lost.
That's it.
So
That's
the only
it.
thing you have left on is your memory.
That's it.
So let's make sure that we pass down all this information from our seniors down to these youth so they can remember that.
And go to these family reunions.
Most definitely.
You know, we stopped going to family reunions, and I think that's something that we're gonna have to definitely go back and work on is being intentional about knowing who our family is, so that we don't lose that heritage as well.
You know, I just, I'm sorry, we going on and on and on.
No, it's no wrong.
But
with that. That's cool.
while we was off in July, I had asked my family if they wanted to get together. They said it was too short of a time.
Yeah.
You know, they wanted to make plans. I said, well, you know, we don't know if our elders are going to be here next year.
That's right.
For us to plan it.
That's right.
So I said, you know what? I got my family together. I said, okay, we're going to see my Aunt Gracie, who's the matriarch of our family.
Yeah.
And I sent out a text message. If y'all want to come, these are the dates that we're going to be there.
That's right.
I'm just so glad we had so many come
Yes.
and show up and stayed in hotels and drove, 8 hours just to
Yes.
be amongst us. That's how important family is.
That's
You
right.
can't never
Definitely
forget
how it is.
that.
So continuing on, if you could challenge every listener to do one thing for a senior citizen this month, what would it be?
If I could challenge everybody to do something for a senior citizen, I don't know, because I don't know where everybody else's heart is. I can just tell you what I would do when I see senior citizens. I let them know that, look, I see you. I'll give you a prime example. I was going to Publix today, and I seen an elderly, she was probably in her 70s, sitting on the bench outside of Publix. And you can see somebody. You can tell they've been crying or got tears in their eyes. I just sat down next to you and said, ma'am, are you okay?
Yes. Wow.
Sometimes you just got to ask the question,
Yes.
how are you doing today?
Exactly.
How are you feeling today? Are you having a rough? What can I do to put a smile on your face?
Yes.
You know, I don't watch social media that much, but I do watch this one guy that comes up. And he goes around, and he's got to be rich because he's passed out
Oh, yeah,
money.
yeah. I
He
know what you're
says,
talking about.
this is something day, and you
Yeah.
just got $500.
Yeah.
And just to see the reaction from people.
Yeah.
He doesn't do it because he's rich. I mean, he do it because he has a lot of money, but he's doing it to get a reaction and a
Right.
smile out of somebody's face to let them know that, look, there's help out there. Don't you ever give up. There's always, and you never know where God is going to put somebody in your life to put a smile on your
Yes.
face.
Yes. And we all have a gift. So if there's one thing I would suggest that you give back to a senior is use your gift. Whatever God has given you as your gift, use that to bless others. Use that. You don't have to go out your way. Just use what you got, but do something. And when you do it knowing you're not expecting nothing back. You're only doing it because it's the right thing to do. And when you're done with them, hey, just knowing that, hey, you was able to help somebody says a whole lot to those seniors.
You know, there's a lot of things that we have lost when it comes to taking care of our seniors. We don't open doors no more. You know, we don't help them carry their groceries to their
Right.
car. You know, we
Right.
don't push their cart back, like we used to. There are things that we can do every day
Yes.
that don't take nothing but a little bit of effort. 30 seconds to let you know, look, you're a senior. I appreciate you. I care about you.
Hey, guess what? You can pay the way. I can't tell you how many times I was at a grocery store and I seen a senior behind me. And I said, guess what? I'm going to pay for yours today.
Exactly.
And man, you should just see how they just break down. And it's not about me, but I understand that, hey, if I have it and I can be a benefit and blessing to you, I want to do that. Because guess what? Even though you're not my grandparents, you remember as my grandparents. And when I see them, I'm going to treat them just like they my grandparents.
You know, Swan, our pastor says we're blessed so we can bless others.
That's it.
You know, I was on
That's it.
vacation. We was in Cracker Barrel. And there's something about me. When I see an older person, you
That's
can see
it.
distress on their face. You know they need something.
Right.
There was an older lady sitting in the corner eating by herself. Had 2 different waitresses. I said, ma'am, I'm going to take care of her bill right over there.
Yeah.
And walked out of the store. She didn't even know who took care of her bill.
Yeah.
But guess what it did? I'm pretty sure it put a smile on her face. She may have been rich.
Yeah.
But I guarantee you it put a smile on her face to let her know that somebody sees you.
Yeah.
You can do all these other things. If you're just invisible to everybody, you're still isolated.
Yeah.
Just show somebody that you see them.
I think one thing that I would challenge people to do is try to make our senior citizens feel heard. There's a lot of older people out there who have stories of entire lives because they lived it and they've never been heard, whether because of who they are or what they used to do. But if you can go out and just sit down and listen to some of these good stories, better than TV probably, I bet it would make their year to know that someone at least knows their story. And it gives you a bit of wisdom that you can live along with and pave the way for a bunch of people. So I think making people feel heard is one of the best gifts ever because you never know what you're going to get.
That's right.
and you always giving that you're giving people just that time of day to be like, who are you?
That's right.
That's the important
That's
part.
good. That's real
And
good.
I would say this too, even in your presence, I have a lot of meetings that I attend and I even oversee. And I have one gentleman who's 95. And when he's in the room, I make sure, one, I recognize him, and I also give him time to say anything that he would like to say. Those little small things make him feel like he's part of us.
Memorable.
Like time didn't just leave him.
Exactly.
And at the end of the day, that's all they want to know is somebody care for him. I always give him the opportunity to say whatever he would like to say.
Some of the oldest voices, they got the strongest power in the room too.
That's right. That's right.
And they won't say nothing until you allow them.
Exactly.
They're gonna sit back and just be preserved until you feel like, hey, there's a question you may have or there's something you want to know. Then they're willing to open up.
I'll say that patience. Going on to kind of see where you guys would say after this. To complete the sentence, to hear what y'all would say, when the youth and seniors come together, what do you think the rest of that sentence is?
We should be sharing knowledge.
When the youth and seniors
Come together.
we
They should be sharing knowledge and information.
Okay, that's real nice. I like that one. What about you?
I say creating memories and having fun.
When the youth and seniors come together, they should be creating memories and having fun. I think mine was when the youth and seniors come together, it makes the world a bit better.
That's a good one too.
Oh yeah.
I think bridging that generation gap is something that a lot of people are missing out. The path leading and the trend setting from the youth and the wisdom and like the ability to have all that patience from the senior citizens. It kind of creates this just like the formula for something better. Because I think everyone can use a bit of this and a bit of that, and if you can bind those two together, it makes a better society in general.
Well, I think you have to be willing to give.
You got
It's
to
always,
be.
You got to be willing to give. It's not always a take society.
Right.
You got to be willing to able to give.
Right.
And you can give to the seniors, and the seniors can also give back
Oh
to
yeah,
you.
yeah.
That's
And
the
look, they
important.
like playing games too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no.
Oh, believe that.
And passionate about it too.
You better believe that. Hey, go to bingo.
Don't.
Just saying.
Did I tell you the story?
Yes.
Let me tell y'all something. I was at the senior center, and I wanted to talk to one of the ladies in the senior centers. And sometimes you go in there, everybody recognizes who you are. I try to be, low key.
Exactly.
And I was having a conversation. A lady out of the back of the crowd, she said, "Shh, we're playing bingo." I said, "I'm sorry, man. I will come back at another time." Okay. They are passionate about their games.
Yeah,
Yes.
they serious. I'm about to say my grandma, one of the most serious spades players I ever ran
See?
into. They
Oh, yeah.
get real about them games.
Oh yeah,
bro.
I got some relatives like that too, and I love it though. Because
Oh, yeah,
you
no.
found something that they enjoy, and you're able to just bring them back to life.
Bring that life out
And
of them.
man, like I said, on Thanksgiving Eve and Thanksgiving, oh man, we create real memories.
I say
Yes.
my grandma, she be turning the spade cards out like she be turning them on the table like they play.
That's
I be
right.
like,
That's
bro,
right. Don't bring your feelings. 'cause
So
you
don't
gonna
break
get
the
hurt.
table either.
Exactly. They would whip it out like,
Yes.
like man. To close out today.
Today's conversation reminds us that wisdom doesn't come from a textbook. It comes from experience, relationships, perseverance, and the stories shared by those who came before us. National Senior Citizens Day isn't just about celebrating age, it's about celebrating legacy. It's about honoring the people who built our neighborhoods, raised families, served our nation, mentored future leaders, and continue to enrich our community every single day. Our seniors have stories worth hearing, our youth have dreams worth encouraging, and when those two generations come together, communities become stronger, families become closer, and the future becomes brighter.
A special thank you to Mayor Pro Tem Derek Thompson and Swan Davis from Let's Make It Happen Together for joining us and for your commitment to honoring the seniors of Fayetteville. And to everyone listening, we encourage you to celebrate National Senior Citizens Day by reaching out to a grandparent, visiting a senior center, volunteering, or simply just taking time to listen to someone's story.
Well, thank you guys so much for having us. But before we leave, there are two things that I want to make sure that we emphasize. One is this is also a celebration and recognition of Bill Chris.
Right?
Yes.
That's why I want to make sure we did not leave without saying that, because as we was coming over here, I was talking to Swan, and the day he passed was just yesterday. So he's the one that pushed this initiative of caring for seniors around the entire city. Council thought it fitting to name the senior citizens after him. So we're going to pay homage to him and his family during this day for the dedication that he had to the district, the seniors, and this entire city. But this also can't happen without your support. So all you individuals out there that would love to sponsor this program, please reach out to myself, Swan Davis, at 910-308-9688.
910-644-6059.
We'd love to get corporate sponsors to help us feed the 400 or 500 people we're expecting. We'd love to get some of the smaller sponsors that's going to help us with giveaways that we're going to have out there. So there's a lot of work that we still have to do to pull this off, and we need your help to do it.
Definitely.
Yes, and again, thank you all for the opportunity. We look forward to seeing you on National Seniors Day, which is August the 21st at the Bill Chris Center from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Tell a friend, bring a friend. Let's make it happen together.
And one more thing I want to add, we also have a remarkable guest speaker, our pastor,
Yes.
Dr. Keith E. Tillett from
Yes.
Simon Temple Amen Zion Church, 5660 Yakin Road. Please come out and hear a powerful word that's going to be about seniors, that's going to give everybody some encouragement when they leave that event.
That's real nice.
So thank you guys again for having us.
Yes.
Thank you for
Thank
coming
you.
Keep up the
on.
good work.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you for joining us on Mic'd Up with FCYC, where youth voices inspire community change. You can listen to all our podcasts by subscribing to the Radio Fayetteville podcast channel. Until next time, keep serving, keep leading, and keep bridging generations one conversation at a time. Thank you.